Okay, so to continue on, we're going to do an advanced law. So let's go ahead and hide this green surface part. Minimize that. Let's create another new part. Okay, and then we're going to open that up and double click it so it knows we're in there. And we'll call this advanced linear law. Sorry, advanced segment linear. So that's a straight line. Okay, select OK. Now the tricky part. What do we do first? Double click on that part. You got to hang on just a sec, hang on. Go back and double click, show where you double clicked. Okay, you double click there because what workbench does it say we're in? So double click on the assembly on the very top collector. It'll change that back to assembly mode, right? So a lot of times it looks like, go ahead and select geometrical set once. It looks like you think you're working in there, but you're not, because see on what the workbench description says you're in up on top. So you have to double click. See, it says assembly right now. If you double click the geometrical set 1, it will change it to generative shape morphing, so you know you're working on the actual part, not the assembly level. Okay, that looks good. What's step number 1? Let's rename our geometrical set. Just I would get rid of just the number part of it. Just have it advanced, like, okay. Select OK. All right, what are we going to do first? Anybody? Oh, that's what we did last time. You probably would have to copy paste at this level. Oh, there. Looked like it was there. Okay. So, what are we going to do first? Any guesses?
Create a reference line.
No. Anybody, what's first before I create a reference line? Orion, what are we going to do first? Yes, who said that?
Greg.
Thank you, Greg. Connect curve, very good. Make your connect curve. Why do I want to create the connect curve first?
So you have the fucking thing.
Yeah, my length. I need to know what that length is so I can create my reference line, okay? Go ahead and pop into the ISO view for me. Okay. Let's create this yeah, let's go ahead and create a line. So line direction. And I'm going to just do something weird here. We're going to create a line at the negative x, so we're going to create a point. Let's go -3 in the x. Maybe that's not far enough. We better go -5, make sure I got room. So we'll go -5, -5. And that puts me on the xy plane. -5, -5. So that point is on the xy plane. And we're gonna, you know what, let's change that y. Don't go too fast for me, okay, Ryan? Go back and hit the point to the right, to the right, there's a little dot. Click on that. Change that to -3. I want to see where it is. On the Y. Okay, that looks good there. Select no, change that to, let's change that to -1. I don't want to go have room. Preview that. Okay, that looks good. Say okay. What direction do I want to go? The -X direction. Uh-oh, it switched to angle. Switch it back to direction. On the very top, it says angle. Yeah. Reselect that point sitting there. Reverse the direction. 5 inches. Or no, sorry, right click. What are we going to do? No. What are you going to do for the length? Okay, leave it there for a sec. Don't go so fast because people can't keep up with you. It's not letting you cancel. So what you're going to do is in the contextual menu, we have the measure item function, right? Which we've covered before. So, right, we have covered that before, right? Thank you. So measure item, go ahead and select on that. Select that line. And select OK. So it's going to be 6 inches long. Okay, see how the 6 is under intensified or it's gray? Why is the 6 gray? No, in the pop-up window. Why is that gray?
Because it's linked to the dimension of the connector.
So if I want to change that to 7,
You'd have to change the line itself.
yeah, so it's linked to the line. Whatever the length of the line is going to be that length. But I want that reference line to correlate with my spine. You guys all agree with that? You understand that? So select OK. Alright, so we're creating the advanced law. What line did I just create? Or what element did I just create on the law? The reference curve. I created the reference curve. What is the next curve I'm going to create? No, don't get ahead of me here. Ryan, wait till I guide you where to go, okay? I want to create the, not guide curve. I've created the reference curve. What am I trying to create? Next. What's it called? It's called the definition curve. Okay, so I got to create the definition curve. So what am I going to create first? Yes, exactly. Go ahead and create a point. And we're going to, no, whoa, don't click so fast, Ryan. Yes, what are we going to do here? Yes, so you're going to highlight that. Instead of going all the way back from the origin, we're going to reference the point at that end. And what is that coordinate going to be? Okay, that's for the 1 inch. So what coordinate do I have to go to? No. No. I'm staying on the XY plane. Okay, do you guys see that? From that point, from his existing point, point number 3, put your cursor on point number 3. So that from that point, go to point number 3. From point number 3, he wanted to go backwards minus 1 inch because that's going to represent the 1 inch segment on the left. Select OK, and he's going to do the same thing on the other end, except for the number is going to change too. Right. So he picks that point as his default. Change that to -2. Preview that. What do we have to do after we create this point? After we create the point, what are we creating? Okay. I would create the line from which point first? Yes. Out from the same way you create in the same direction you created your reference. No, we're not going in a direction. You're going to create a line from point to point. We're creating the definition line.
Oh, I forgot this wasn't the
I see. Because this, we called it the advanced linear law, not the tangent one. Okay, select OK. Now what are we going to create? No. We're going to go to law. We're going to create the law. That's why we created this geometry. Right. And what's the pop-up window ask for first? What does the pop-up window ask? Go ahead. Pick your reference. What does the pop-up window ask for second? Go to the pop-up window. Go to the pop-up window. It's asking to fill in the definition. That's why it's called the reference curve and the definition curve. That's what it tells us right there, right? Not a guide curve. It's a reference curve and a definition curve. It's defining the length of this surface from one end to the next. So we select that and select OK. In the tree, do we see a law? That's the law we're going to create when we create the segment surface. Rick Risto, can you tell him how to create that law or create the surface? What subtype do we want? Can you show me the list of subtypes? Which subtype do I want to use? Correct? That is correct. And the pop-up window asks for what?
The guide curve, which was the curve thing. There you go.
Okay, that's your spine. Yeah.
Click law.
Wait a sec, before you do that, what's it say? It's asking for the reference surface. What? Don't do it yet, Orion. Let him tell you what to do.
You might have to do it.
Can anybody tell me what's the reference surface? Thank you, Doris. Go ahead and hit the XY plane.
There we go.
And then what do I do, Rick?
Now you go to law.
Now we get to hit law.
And we're doing the linear one.
No.
No, we're doing advanced.
Yes. Okay.
Click advanced, select law tree.
Go ahead and close it.
You can preview if you want right here.
Uh-oh, we gotta go the other side.
Press that. Double reverse.
No, hit preview. Okay, now we gotta reverse it, so
Yeah, you gotta go back to law.
okay, Orion, try not to go there until they tell you. No problem. I know you get too eager because you know exactly what to do now. Okay, that's perfect, Orion. Select OK. Risto, perfect. How are we doing so far in that one? That's your linear advanced law. Okay, let's go ahead and hide that. Oh, you hit the wrong one. Hit undo. Let's create a new 3D part. select this one's going to be the same but tangent, advanced. All right, this should say advanced segment tangent. Okay. So, Doris, what's the first thing I'm going to create? Hey, oh, this is Mac screen, isn't it, on yours? Oh, yeah, please. Dang it, all this time. Now we have to start all over. Just kidding. Okay. Yeah, that makes it easier for us to see. Okay. Doris, what are we going to start with? Very good. Okay, everybody pretty much probably should have this memorized by now, right? I've made you do it enough times. And we're going to create what are we going to create next, Doris? For the law, yes. Well, we're going to go right to the line command. And let's start a point just like we did last time. So point direction. And then start in the same coordinates I did last time. That was it negative? God, what did I do? -1 in the, or -5 in the x, -1 in the z, x, y, sorry, -1 in the z, just to get it back there. -1, or in the y, sorry. Okay, now Doris, how do I get it the same length as the line there, the spine? What's a pop-up window asking for first? What should we pick for a direction? Very good. Pick the X direction. And how do I make it the same length as the spine? No. We have to measure. How do I measure it? You have to right click, you have to go to common tools in the offset and hit measure item. Remember me doing that? Doris, you there? Okay, so what does he do now? Don't do it, Orion, because you're going to confuse him what to tell him what to do. What do you do now?
So in here where it says offset, you're gonna right click it and you hit measure item.
Okay, so after he does that, go ahead and do that. What does he do now? Don't do it yet, Orion. Let Doris tell you what to do. Okay. So pick on the spine. Good. That's 6 inches. Select OK. Go ahead, Doris. You got to guide him what to do, okay? And then what? Orion, let her tell you what button to click, okay? Okay. Very good. Now what are we going to do? Okay, very good. So go to point and then what? Before we do the X, what do we got to set? Yeah, very good. Now zoom up a little closer, Ryan, so we can see it. Okay, and where's my reference point going to be? Yep. Is it not letting you click on that point? Yeah, it's got it. Okay, so what are my coordinates going to be, Doris? For X? And then what's Y going to be, Doris? Can anybody help her? What's the Y going to be?
Yeah, X should be 0, Y should be -1. Yeah.
This is not right. Doris, what's the numbers got changed to? Correct. See where it's at in reference to the line? It's going to measure perpendicular from the reference line to that first point and identify it's 1 inch apart, defining that length to be 1 inch. Select OK. All right, we got that point. What do we do now? Okay. What are we going to do first? Hey, Orion, can you do me a favor, not move your cursor so much? Thank you. Okay, what now, Doris? So tell them what to do. You pick the reference point and pick the point at the other line. Okay, just tell them what to do, exactly what to do. Right. Okay, now what? Don't hit OK until she says OK, Orion. It's alright. You've already done it. Just say OK. Let her guide you to the steps, though, okay? Select OK. Don't do anything until she tells you. Alright, so now what are we going to do? Okay, what are you thinking? Okay. Now what? Okay. Select OK. Do you guys agree with that? No, we're doing the tangent. We just did this one. Hit undo. We just did this. This is the linear. How do I do the tangent one? John Trumbull, you there? Do you know what to do now? No. Michael Dane, or Michael Dane's not here, right? Yes. Risto, can you tell me what do I do now? No, Risto. Risto. Okay. You got the Y. Stop, stop, stop. Stop, 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 stop. What I would do for a direction is I would pick my reference curve. You know why I would pick my reference curve?
Because then you know you're supposed, right?
Right, exactly. Because if that line weren't in the direction of the X, then I'm going to get different results. So the best thing really for this situation is to pick your reference curve, which we all know is the X direction, but I'm just trying to explain to you guys why I always grab the reference curve.
First direction. Okay. Then you do your vector. Points. First point, and then your basically follow what it says to do for your reference. Do your other point. Steve, wait a second. You gotta use the arrow. You gotta set the
Can you wait? Can you zoom in so people can see? Get closer.
arrow there.
See how it's going the wrong direction? So I just pick off the pop-up window. It's just a lot easier for me. Same.
First direction, the other one too.
So for tangent 1, where it says, don't move your cursor so fast so we can follow you. It's the tangent curve 1, that's the top one. First curve 1 on the pop-up window. Go to the pop-up window. The first one that says reference direction. You are on the bottom one. Go down to the reference direction. The tab that says reference direction. Right there. That's for the first one because we're on point 1 curve 1. Okay? I find it easier to pick those than trying to find those arrows. Now do you see how we got a smooth transition from one end to the next?
Now, do we want to leave that at tangency or change that curve?
Tangency is what I usually leave it at. And then if it's not enough, I'll switch it to curvature.
Alright. Okay.
Excellent. Risto, you want to show me what to do to make the law now?
I don't know. Yeah, you go to settings, transform,
Very good.
pick that little arc thing on the end there. That's your reference line is a straight one that you created a little while ago. And then your definition curve is the one you just made.
Fantastic. Okay, Risto, you've gone this far. You might as well take it to the limits here. Make me my sweep surface.
I did not practice this one, so
You can bring it home here, Rick.
I don't know about that.
We'll walk you through it. What's next?
Can you go to surface,
Okay.
and then you do the sweep.
Right? And which one, which profile type?
It should be, it was the same one we did before with reference surface, I believe.
Line with reference surface, right. And what's my guide curve?
Your guide curve is the connect curve or connect that we did in the between two.
That's exactly right. And then what is my reference surface?
The reference surface is the X and Y point.
Good.
I remember that from earlier.
And then,
I think you do the law.
yep. And 4 types. Which type?
Advanced.
And then what? What's highlighted in the pop-up window right now?
Law element.
And what's it say?
We select that because we didn't select it yet.
Is-
Law 1 in the
It says no selection, right? So we're going to pick law 1. And you might want to rename it. So it's like you might name it S-type, advanced law or something, and then that's what it's going to put. So you look in the pop-up window where it says law elements. Cursor, put your cursor where it says law elements in the pop-up window. You see where it says law 1 there? Go ahead and close. Preview that. What did we miss?
We missed the direction it was going.
Yep.
You can flip that over by clicking the white arrow.
Uh-oh.
Back to
Very good. Close that, preview that, and there we have it. Select OK. All right, so if you look at the tree, you can minimize that.
The last tree.
Well, the last part we did. Like the rest are minimized. Okay, so you can see we did the 4 different types. This is using advanced and making it blend smooth from one end to the next, right? Go ahead and hide that and show the one above it. This was the advanced one where we had to create the law itself. Okay, go ahead and hide that and show the next one. This was the nice smooth one where we pick S type. Okay, and then go ahead and hide that and pick the next one. Alright, so there's your green surface. And that was the very first one we did using the very first type it has. Okay, go ahead and hide that. Or undo, or yeah, hide it. Pull the second one out from hide. Pull the last one out from hide. And you see, look, they're pretty much identical. I don't know if they're exactly identical. I would have to make section cuts and stuff to figure that out. Can we zoom up on it?
It looks like they're a little bit different.
Looks like there's a slight difference though, isn't there? So which one's the best?
The one that had the curvature.
That is exactly what I'm trying to hammer. Neither one is the best. They're different results. Which result do you like? That's going to be up to you to figure out. I can show you all the different ways it's going to do it, but you as the designer, you're going to have to try and figure out which one works for you. Now, what's important, if this is a machine part or just about anything else, you want to make sure they blend nice. Where I've got true tangent, okay, where I've got no gaps. And both of these were good. Well, did we analyze the last one? We didn't analyze the last one, did we? Okay, go ahead and hide this third one on there. Yeah. Let's do this. Pick the surfaces. Pick the surfaces. Pick all 3 surfaces. Using your control button, grab all 3 surfaces. And this time we're going to do not a boundary check, but a surface to surface check. So now we can go to, we're going to have to open up the last part and double click that to get, see it said assembly workbench. Now we're in generative shape morphing. Now we can select all 3 surfaces and use your curvature surface analysis. That one right there, the connect checker. It does wireframe and surfacing. So the type is the second one in the pop-up window. In the pop-up window, the second one, under type. No, under type, the second one. That's the surface to surface check. So you're going to click on that. Okay, and now we can click G1 is telling me 0. So now it's telling me the entire surface is tangent. Or sorry, G0 was telling me the distance is no gaps between surface to surface. And G1 is telling me that there's 0 degree angle. So I know they blend. Can you cancel that? Can you pick the top 3 boundaries only? Can you do the connect checker? Now, it's telling me that there's 0 degree angle. Is that the same analysis as the one I just performed? Surface to surface? I mean, basically, if the boundaries are 0 degree angle and there's 0 gap, wouldn't that mean that there's no gap between the surfaces? Exactly. Just because my boundary curves are tangent, just because my boundary curves are adjacent, it does not mean the entire surface is adjacent. It does not mean the entire surface is tangent. When you do the boundary curves, it only means that that boundary on the end is holding tangency and adjacency. So can you cancel that? Can you pick the seam at the 1 inch surface? See that seam there? Only by doing a surface to surface check do I know that they're adjacent from surface to surface along that entire seam. As well as the other side, if you pick on the 2 inch seam, only by doing a surface to surface check do I know that the surface blends smooth to the other surface, 0-degree angle, and is truly adjacent.
So if you do the surface check, does that mean your boundary is good too, or do you have to do both separately?
Well, I've never run into a situation where it's not, so I would say yes, but if you want to be sure, I would just check it. Just to be positive, because CATIA can do some funny things. So, anyways, guys, this is your laws. I'm going to get more complicated than this later, but I wanted to get over just doing this type of law. Your linear laws, your S-type laws, and your advanced laws. Is there any questions so far?